Right now, the White House says it is looking into the mysterious string of disappearances and deaths of at least 10 high-profile American scientists. Now, many of them tasked with studying UFOs or nuclear research. All of them have either died or mysteriously vanished, dating back to mid-2023.
But from July of 2023 until February of 2026, 10 of these folks, and these are 10-pound brains. These are people that literally split atoms in their spare time. They work for government contracting programs. They're in the military. And for 10 of them to meet their demise or to disappear, look, Occam's razor is always in effect when you're doing investigations. It's usually the simplest solution. I don't believe in aliens coming down and snatching them up. I don't believe that they're quarantined at Area 51. However, what do foreign agents do when they're here in this country? They set about to conduct sabotage, espionage, and acts of terror. This is something that you can tell when the FBI says no comment. Read between the lines there. That tells me that there's an investigation ongoing right now.
Obviously, there is more to the story than what they are letting on, seeing that even the White House is going to be diving into this. Now, the good news is if you guys followed me, you already had knowledge of all of this going on with the scientists. I published this back on March 23rd. Back then, it was about 5 scientists who have passed or who died or who went missing. But now that number is not only at 10, as you heard in those video reports, it's now at actually 11. There's another one, but here's the deal. These people are missing or they are dead because of the information that they harbored. Some in the UFO industry, some in high technological advanced industry. And you guys are going to be floored by this next lady, what she's actually into. But either way, they died for this. And they died with whatever secret they had. And hopefully when Donald Trump comes forward and the intelligence community comes forward with the information on UFOs, which is supposed to happen sometime this year, hopefully we'll actually get some answers. And I'm hopeful. Let's just put it that way. Now, before I dive in, just a quick break from my sponsor. You ever see something that just speaks to you and you instantly know that it is going to turn some heads? Well, that is exactly what happened when I bought these Never Surrender Trump Gold sneakers. They're anything but subtle, and the truth of the matter is, they're not supposed to be. And you know what? I put these on and I wear them around. They are really comfortable, lightweight, and they are absolutely meant to be worn, not hidden. You want to make a statement? Well, these are the shoes that are going to do that. And the good news is right now for my audience, they are giving up to 30% discount while inventory lasts. And they are on limited supply, so you're going to want to check it out. All you have to do to check that out is go to www.themagaoffers.com/Lisa, or you can give them a call at 1-855-550-MAGA. And make sure to use my code Lisa for even more savings. With all of that, if you want more information, click that more button if you're on your cell phone, or click the link in the description box below. So what of these missing scientists? What is really going on? Is some foreign entity kidnapping them and killing them so information doesn't get out, or they want to harbor the technology that these people have? In fact, the 11th girl who you're about to see, she was actually afraid for her life prior to her death. This is obviously a pattern, and there is more going on than meets the eye. And as a quick reminder, I don't want to get into detail on this too much because I've already talked about the prior 10 before, but the 10 that are missing are these 10 people. I just pulled this quickly on AI. A retired U.S. Air Force major who, by the way, Congress was contacting him on a few occasions. I believe it was Tim Burchett. Don't quote me on that, who came out on that. Then we have NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory Specialist, a government contractor that works in a national security campus, an administrator worker for a lab in Los Alamos as well. We also have a national laboratory person here, a plasma scientist and fusion center director, astrophysicist working at NASA. We also have a NASA JPL research scientist, a principal researcher at NASA, a pharmaceutical researcher. All of these people, and by the way, a good chunk of them are all linked to the same Air Force base. I believe there was 2, there was quite a few that interchanged and went along with each other. So obviously, this is worthy of investigation. The good news is the White House is looking into it. And here's what President Trump had to say regarding the scientists, because he actually was asked. Take a listen here.
There are these 10 missing scientists with access to classified stuff, nuclear material, aerospace. They've all gone missing or turned up dead in the last couple months. Based on what you've been briefed, what do you think is happening here? And do you think that this is connected or totally random?
Well, I hope it's random, but we're going to know in the next week and a half. I just left the meeting on that subject, so pretty serious stuff, but we're going to be hopefully, I don't know, coincidence, whatever you want to call it, but some of them were very important people, and we're going to look at it over the next short period.
Is it possible that some foreign adversary is in the United States scooping these people up?
Well, Biden had open borders. It wasn't very hard to get here, but we've gotten many of them out. We've caught many, many people, many very bad people, including thousands of murderers that we've taken out of our country, thousands of drug lords that we've taken out of our country, hundreds of thousands of prisoners that were let into the U.S. that we've taken out of our country. As far as the scientists are concerned, we'll probably have a pretty good answer over the next week.
We'll probably have a pretty good answer over the next week. They're definitely looking into it. Obviously, he's got the FBI on it. And could some foreign adversary be kidnapping them and pulling them over because of the brain power that they possess and what they are working on? Absolutely. That could be something that I'm sure the FBI is looking into. And here's the deal. Meanwhile, an 11th one has gone missing, and she's got some pretty bad skills. And when I say bad, I mean that mad, like crazy sick kind of skills, right? Here, this is dailymail.co.uk. UFO-linked scientist who warned, "My life is in danger," before she was found dead at 34 becomes the 11th mysterious case. Keep in mind, this woman had already been fearing for her life. For some reason, we don't know. She was afraid for her life, and now she's dead. Right? Take a look at what happened here. A scientist experimenting with anti-gravity tech was found dead at 34 after warning that her life could be in danger, marking yet another mysterious case of deaths and disappearance in recent years. Amy Eskridge was just 34 years old when she allegedly died from a self-inflicted gunshot. Tells you everything you need to know right there to the head in Huntsville, Alabama on June 11, 2022. However, neither the police nor the medical examiners have publicly released any details of an investigation ever taking place. Before her death, she was openly researching and trying to develop anti-gravity technology, a way to control or cancel out gravity, which would revolutionize space travel and energy production. Now, yes, she's in 2022, so this takes us back 1 year, but we're just now checking and seeing how many of these scientists with these kinds of credentials this is happening to. Obviously, we've got a problem, and we have had this at least since 2022. Anti-gravity propulsion has also been widely discussed by UFO researchers who have claimed that this advanced tech is also what allows alien spacecraft to achieve impossible speeds. Where do you think we potentially get that technology from, right? Could be UFO technology. Now, conspiracy theorists have also claimed that the military has been experimenting with this tech for years, something that, of course, the government has been denying. But Eskridge stated she was planning to present novel foundational work regarding anti-gravity, but needed approval from NASA. Now, of course, there have been shocking details surrounding her death. And findings that have been submitted to Congress, right, that claim that the death was not a suicide and could have been part of an elaborate murder scheme. She is the 11th person with ties to our space or nuclear secrets who have died mysteriously or vanished. And this could say if it was a foreigner, and I'm speculating here, he could have tried to kidnap her and something went south, and thus she got murdered. That is kind of my assessment of this whole thing. But here's the deal. A lot of the secrets that they're harboring hopefully will come out very soon. I know President Trump has directed the IC to give us the information. The problem is I don't trust the IC. They never come forward. They didn't come forward with the files from the little man on the island, if you get my drift. And they had to be forced to do that by Congress. So I do not believe we're going to get the full info. I think we're going to get some of what we already have. But meantime, what is it they're actually hiding? Well, Matt Gaetz came out a little bit ago, and I've shared this before, but I think it's a good place to share it again. But he came out and said that there is a lot more going on And it's regarding, basically programs that breed humans with these UFOs. And this is what he's claiming he was briefed on. Take a listen here.
I mean, I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication. An actual uniformed member of the United States Army briefed me on that.
Benny Johnson is shocked there, but Benny Johnson, he's like, "What the hell? Are you sure? Did that really happen?" And here, Matt Gaetz, he expands on it. Take a listen.
Yeah, I had a guy who was uniformed. He was a senior enlisted with the United States Army. Came into my office in Crestview, Florida, in a non-classified setting. I had members of my staff there. And what they explained is that the military ran a very secret program where aliens that were living were in forced breeding programs with humans that had been abducted from war zones and from even the caravans of migrants. Now, again, I didn't verify this, but what the whistleblower was telling me is that there were like between 6 and 12 locations around the country where this happened. And what
So 6 to 12 locations around the country. And this whistleblower, he goes on to say, wanted to involve Congress and get Congress to go out and do something. And of course, that never happened. But interesting to say the least that this could potentially be information that the government has that they're not sharing with us. In fact, another representative, and of course, Matt Gaetz, he's no longer in office, but another representative came out, and Tim Burchett being it, and he said something along the lines of what he knows keeps him up at night. Take a listen to what he says here.
Are you being serious, or is that
I'm being 100% serious. Okay. I've been 100% serious. I've been briefed by just about every alphabet agency there is. And I'll just tell you this, if they would release the things that I've seen, you would stay up, you'd be up at night worrying about or thinking about this stuff. We just need to disclose it all.
Yep.
I'm sick of it. Well, I was briefed. I'll just tell you this. I was briefed last week on an issue, 2 weeks ago, and it would have set the earth on. This country would have come unglued, I think, if they would have heard all that I heard. They would demand.
They would demand answers. I think we should demand answers. I think we have a right to know. Just my 2 cents on all of that. With that, if you like this sort of thing, these topics, I want to encourage you guys, get to Restricted Republic. We've got great stuff. I'm going to be putting out an exclusive video today. We do 5 exclusive videos per week that we're not posting anywhere else on Restricted Republic. So I want to encourage you to check that out and subscribe. And here is some of the restricted content that we put up. You can see some of the names. These are ones you're not getting, but lots of stuff to talk about, like MK Ultra and some other things if you guys are interested. So I really hope to see you there. But with all of that, obviously, there's a lot coming up. But with all of that, I love you all. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.